Hello and welcome to The Healing Way. My name is Richard Clark, and on this video I'll be talking about how the body becomes damaged from the outside and from the inside. That's the way of putting it. I'm just uploading a video at the moment on the Higgs field and the contamination of the Higgs field, and this I would call internal damage, because the damage goes from inside the person into the Higgs field. So it's a damage to the mechanism of the body, the way the body is maintained internally. Now I want to talk about external damage, specifically an imprint caused by swimming pools. Let's get to the point. Okay, I'm thinking, my line of thought is this. I've been looking at multiple sclerosis, the illness or condition known as multiple sclerosis or disseminated sclerosis, I believe, in other countries. I'm not a doctor to talk authoritatively about this. I'm not a physician or a scientist or a therapist. This is, if you've been following my videos, my own way of working things out. These videos are very much stepping stones, I think of them, to get to understanding, get to a point of understanding. Now, multiple sclerosis, I think, I've had a problem with this because there's too many different factors, and what I've come to the conclusion is, which is an old conclusion that I let slip, that I've brought back, is that multiple sclerosis is a condition with many causes. It's not just multiple sclerosis, it's multiple conditions. It was a good name. So there's more than one thing that causes multiple sclerosis. I think there's probably 5, although I've only, in my view, looked at maybe 2. Now I've put a blog on the internet and a video about what I saw as being one of the causes of multiple sclerosis, which was the brewer's yeast, the acetic acid, and the consumption of the insect material in a person, which caused a burn through of the outer sheaths of the nerves, leading to a yeast infection in the nervous system. Now I think that's still valid, and I think that is one type of multiple sclerosis. Now I think another type, it comes from swimming pools, and it has to be only a woman can be hurt or imprinted or damaged in this way. It only affects women. I'll explain why in a minute. It's one of the factors that bothered me, why more women than men get multiple sclerosis, so I've read. And I think the swimming pool is one of the reasons why. When a woman's in a swimming pool, swimming, the water is fluid, yeah, obviously. It's a large body of fluid. It's a large body of fluid with chemicals, certain chemicals, chlorine, to disinfect the water. It's also heated electrically, so there's electrical energy in the water at a certain temperature. So you've got chemicals, heating by electricity, volume of water. So it's like being back in the womb, right? It's exactly like being back in the womb. And what I think happens is there is a connection made when the water is just the right temperature, at just the right volume, with just the right chemicals, or not right chemicals, but the chemicals that are there in the right proportion that cause harm. So a connection is made to the swimmer. And what happens is there's an impact from the outside on the swimmer's body condition. The woman in the water, there's an impact on her body condition. And this is in effect a moment of conception. It has the impact of conception. It's bang. It's like the sperm and the egg coming together, and there's this huge release of energy, And this is what happens. There's a huge release of energy from this connection, this impact from the outer environment. So this is conditioning from the outside. This is harm done from the outside, as opposed to the inside, the contamination of the Higgs field. This is why it can only affect women, because a woman has within her experiences the moment of conception. Her body, her physiology is geared for conception. This is why she can accept it. She can take this impact. It's an impact. Very dangerous, very dangerous. Because what happens then is the body goes into crisis. Because it's had this impact on it that is telling it that it no longer lives in air and land. It is now living in water. See, this is the problem. The body condition, the impact on the body, on the immune system, throws it in a crisis. The immune system thinks the body now lives in water, and its primary function is to protect the body. So it then tries to adjust the body very, very quickly to living in water. It tries to change the body. It's like, instead of taking millennia to evolve the body, it tries to do it in one lifetime. Right? And this changing of the body, it's awful. Absolutely awful. It's an awful thing. This changing of the body, it corresponds to what we call multiple sclerosis, or as I'm now saying, one type. Right? One type of multiple sclerosis brought about by swimming pools. What can be done? Well, once the impact, the body's been imprinted, it's a tremendously difficult thing to undo. It would be like going back to the moment of conception and undoing the sperm and the egg joining. And going back to that. Very difficult thing to undo. Might be possible. Might be possible. Don't know. Obviously, the best thing to do is prevent it. A preventative measure to change one of the factors. If we change the chemicals that are in the water, lower the temperature, the water has to be quite hot. Has to be quite hot, and I think it has to be electrically heated. It's electrical energy that is the conductor. It creates the channel to the person. So I think it's electrical energy, change the way the water's heated, or lower the temperature. I think if it's below, I don't know, 25 degrees, that will probably do it. It has to be cool. The water has to be cool, and the chemicals have to be different. There's another problem with jacuzzis and hot tubs. More jacuzzis, I don't know why. But there's a problem there. Something to do with eye infections. Eye infections, or something gets in through the eyes. It's very difficult. Interesting, but difficult. Okay, so that's the situation there. I think is different strands, different types of MS. The trouble is, because the symptoms are the same, it's not recognised that there are different. I don't think, anyway. Maybe it is. I haven't really researched this, but there's different types of MS. This, obviously, the swimming pool one is a water type. I have come across what I've tagged as fire types, but I'm no more on that. Where I'm talking about the brewer's yeast and the acetic acid, that comes over as an earth type. I don't know why. It just feels like an earth type. Okay, so that's an example of the body being damaged from the environment, from the outside environment. And I'll have to do more on that. Okay, thanks for listening, if you've been listening. If you haven't been listening, then you won't be hearing me say thank you. I shall plough on. These videos are, as I say, stepping stone working out videos. They're great for me because quite often while I'm doing them I get this realisation about things, and afterwards I get it clears me out, clears my mind, so that I can then move on. Right, well, thank you very much for listening, and hope you join me for the next video. Thank you.